Uh, yeah. Ha! Yeah, I'm so special, I'm so special, I'm so special, so special, so special. I'm like Ichigo, master in a red suit. This my Bankai form, I'm about to let loose. Better make your next move your best move. Straight out the gate, niggas gon' hate and try to test you. Watch who you with, who your mans, who you next to. If you take a hit with son assist like a nephew,
you can never check us, homie, this a chess move. Wrote this on a little short bus, I'm so special. If Mav say get him, I'ma get him. Ain't no talking when I pull up. Park up, hop out, run down with my hood up. Now what the fuck are you hating for? Can't DFG get money anymore?
Turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rapper.
So I just want to ask you something, because you mentioned your family, and you know, I'm a huge admirer of what your family represents.
Thank you.
Has your decision to endorse Trump caused further strife within your family?
Yeah. My family is at the center of the Democratic Party. There's 5 members of my family who work for the Biden administration. And, you know, they're very, very, the idea that I would endorse a Republican is utter heresy for them. So it's very alarming to them. You know, President Biden has a bust of my father behind him at the Oval Office. And then, you know, I think it should be exciting for every American that we have the potential now to get the first woman president, and it happens to be a woman of color. Mm-hmm. So, you know, you can make the argument either way. I had to, because of the issues that I think are central to the future of our country, you know, I made the decision I did, but it was not an easy decision. And for my family, it's very, very troubling.
Was there no conversation to be had with your family as far as fixing some of the issues that you saw popping up in the Democratic Party?
I tried to, and I tried to meet with Kamala. Mm-hmm. So after Trump made me this offer, I said to myself, I should go and see if she will do the same thing. So I reached out to her, and you know, I have ways to contact her directly, because I still have a lot of friends within the Democratic Party, and they all tried. And she said, I'm not going to meet with them. I'm not even going to talk with them on the phone. Oh, you know, things could have been very different if she had picked up the phone at any point, or anybody in the Democratic Party had. I tried to talk to them many, many times, and they just said no.
But your family, your own family, nothing there?
My family, well, there's 5 members of my family that have been vocal against me, but I have 105 people in my family, and many of them are supporting me. There are some who have been, you know, working my campaign. And the part of my family that is important to me, you know, my kids, my wife is not happy. You know, the idea of me supporting Donald Trump is you know, is very hard in her industry. And personally, you know, she comes from a redneck part of Florida, which is North Florida, right? Which is really like South Alabama. And but her family is kind of a, you know, a liberal, ultra liberal family in that place. She came up. She was raised in a trailer. She came up very poor, but she always had, she was, you know, fighting for civil rights, even in the 60s when it was very unpopular in her area. And for, you know, sexual, for gay rights, etc. And so she is like an ultra liberal. And for her, this is, you know, really a very, very difficult decision that I've made.
And the main thing fueling this decision are kids, surveillance.
And public health, you know.
Public health.
I mean, let me just give you a couple of examples. When I was a kid, you know kids with diabetes. Everybody in this room knows somebody with diabetes. When I was your age, I knew nobody with diabetes because it didn't exist. When I was a kid, a typical pediatrician would see one case of diabetes in his lifetime in a 40 or 50-year career. Today, 1 out of every 3 kids who walks through his office door is diabetic, and diabetes disproportionately affects Black Americans. You all know kids with autism. When I was a kid, I didn't. There was no autism. Autism was 1 in 10,000 in my generation. Today, it's 1 in every 34 kids, 1 in every 22 boys. So we are destroying this generation of kids. And then they all have autoimmune diseases, rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, Crohn's disease, these exotic diseases that didn't exist. And they have neurological diseases. All, kids in all of these schools around here on Adderall. That is standard. You give them these to keep them calm, to manage their behavior. I was a kid, nobody was on Adderall. All of a sudden you had these explosions of ADD, ADHD, speech delay, language delay, tics, Tourette syndrome, narcolepsy, ASD, autism, all of this unknown when I was a kid. Allergic diseases. Peanut allergies, virtually, I never met anybody with a peanut allergy when I was a kid. I had 11 siblings. I had about 70 first cousins, and none of them had food allergies, and yet 5 of my 7 kids do. Because they're all being poisoned. They're being mass poisoned, and the people who are being poisoned most are the people who are eating processed foods. And guess what? We have an $80 billion food stamp program. 70% of that is going to processed foods. So we are mass poisoned because the processed food industry, Coca-Cola, owns Congress, and they have blocked every effort to ban it. 10% of the money spent on processed foods goes for sugar drink, which is just pure poison. It is giving people diabetes, kids diabetes. You shouldn't be allowed to get those drinks. And guess what the Coca-Cola company did? They gave millions of dollars to the NAACP to bribe them to tell people that banning sugar drinks from the food stamp program was racist. It's not racist. Making every Black kid sick is racist, right? So
it's racist. Wow.
Yeah. So Trump get elected.
No, that's crazy.
And Trump wants to change this. Kamala does not.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
Show me one statement where she even talks about it.
I don't believe that.
Why don't you believe
I
it?
think politicians go onto their platforms with the issues they're pushing in order to get elected. But I wouldn't sit here and say that Kamala doesn't want that to
I gotta
happen.
ask the question.
Well,
Kamala's been in office the past couple of years. Has it changed?
No, she's the VP. She's white. You keep giving her like the
You guys
president's power when she's the vice president.
Trump was in office for 4 years as the president, and it didn't change. So you can't use that.
Bro, you know that Kamala Harris was responsible for bringing back small businesses after the pandemic? Like people run with this ideology like the vice president don't do anything. They'll remove any type
So that's
of
a bad thing?
responsibility when
That's a bad
it's
thing.
convenient.
So what?
That's a bad thing? That
No.
she brought back small businesses
No, she
after
did.
the
She
pandemic?
did. Most of the small businesses disappeared after the pandemic.
Brody, here's the bottom line. Again, I'm not a political scholar.
And to answer your question,
Character seems to be a major thing here.
all right, if you want to
You
say
can
that.
have all the policy in the world. What this boils down to for me is my belief that you're going to do what you say you were going to do. I don't know if she's going to do what she says she's going to do. I don't believe he's going to do what he says he's going to do because of character. And that's bottom line. I don't know if she's going to do everything. I don't believe he's going to do what he says he's going to do.
So you're at a stalemate.
No.
What about the rest of us who care about facts?
No. I'm not
And
at
have hope.
I'm not at
for tomorrow. What
not
about
at a
the rest of
stalemate.
us
I'm not at a
who don't
stalemate.
wake up like, maybe not?
I'm
I
not
mean,
at
look
a
how many
stalemate.
weeks. Look how many weeks it took before Kamala put out her
Let me know
what her
I can-
policies were.
I'm
We didn't
not-
know what she got the nomination before anybody knew what she was running on.
Bro,
Listen.
I'm not at a stalemate at all, to answer your question.
I'm
not at a stalemate at all. And again, I see what the policies say. Everybody's policies look fantastic. Everybody's talking the flyest language possible. Everybody's saying fly shit. I get that. They're supposed to. Wouldn't vote for him if they said they were going to do some wild shit in office. Wouldn't vote for him. So it's supposed to sound good. I get that. I don't believe he's going to do those things.
That's your opinion.
I'm not. Of course it is. And I'm not beating anybody else in the head too. Believe me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't believe it either.
Hold on a second. I want to ask
so
this
let
question.
me just say that.
I want to ask this question.
And I also know what I saw when he didn't win the election the last time. And so, like, we're just ignoring the fact that people were climbing the walls like savages. And that was okay. And that was inciting.
He's not Professor X. He didn't make all those people do that.
Oh, he didn't say it as...
But they said...
We're not, what are we talking about here? I want to ask
we were
this
talking
question.
about the insurrection. That's what we were talking about.
Before I take this 5-minute break, I want to ask this question. You may not believe she's going to do what she says or he's going to do what he says. Do you believe that he will do what he says?
I believe he'll try. I believe he has good intentions. I don't believe Trump has good intentions. And I'm not sure what Kamala's intentions are.
If Mecca's hopeful, boy, you got to take
that. That's not what I said. You got to take that. That's not what I said. That's not what I said at all.
Status is not.
That's not what I said at all.
Let's take a 5-minute break.
I know exactly what I'm doing. DFG, you heard? Yeah, I'm from the streets where the hood was swallowing me. Bullets are following me. These haters out to get me. Look how this Prada fit me. We move around with blickies. I got that bag, not a stash. Thick as Lionel Richie's. Jack riding out the 50. Many men wish death upon me. Don't hold your breath, a nigga step and get pressed. The concrete, I'm God's blessed. I don't stress, I get dressed. The R&B, Teflon on, doing duets with an Aubrey. It be some tragic shit. Paramedics looking sad as shit. Throw a sheet over you like a magic trick.